The Senzo Meyiwa murder trial has been picking up pace. The court has heard bombshells from police cell phone expert Mabasa and Lambertus Steyn. Mabasa has told the court that one of the accused was found with possibly damning photos on his phone. Last week, Steyn told the court the cell phone contact between Kelly Khumalo and Senzo Meyiwa, which is accused of 5 in this particular trial. Lobby group Afri-forum has always held the view that the Bafana star was assassinated. Does the latest evidence support that? Well, Afri-forum spokesperson Barry Bateman joins us now for an update. And Barry, of course, we know Afri-forum is also in contact daily, I imagine, with the Meyiwa family, watching this particular case. It has picked up pace. We're seeing witnesses come on much faster than the first trial. Are they at least happy about that?
Good afternoon, Maseko. There's much relief from the family at the much quicker pace that this second trial has been going. Been seeing a lot of witnesses, but not just the types of the speed that the trial is going at, Maseko, but the types of witnesses that we've been hearing from. We've always held that this was the real evidence that the public needed to be, to hear about. This is the evidence that we believe that strongly ties the accused persons to the crime that was committed. And we look forward to hearing more of this expert evidence coming forward. So to briefly sum it up, the family is satisfied that the matter is finally moving. There is some relief, but of course still concern because there's still a long way ahead of us.
And Barry, of course, the judge, when he took over this and presided over this case, he said all the lawyers need to make sure that it sits throughout this particular term. I'm sure the family is very pleased to hear that and very pleased to see that the state is making sure that at every turn they have a witness and will not find themselves asking for a postponement because they didn't make a witness ready.
Well, Maseko, if you looked at what happened during that first trial, there were so many unnecessary delays. The weeks upon weeks were spent on side issues. We were calling at the time, we need to get down to actually calling a witness and dealing with the evidence. But instead, we were dealing with other matters. And I understand the person linked to those has been arrested in another unrelated matter. But where I'm going is to say that there were unnecessary hiccups in the case. We finally reached that point. We've got a presiding officer that, from all indications, doesn't take any kind to delays of any sort. He'll sit through lunch, he'll sit through tea breaks if he deems it necessary to get as much time in as possible. This is what we should be seeing from our courts in general. Sadly, it's something we don't see very often, but we're glad that we've got a judge that wants to get this matter heard, wants to hear the evidence and ultimately deliver a judgment and to bring closure for Senzo Meyiwa's family.
And I know the family has been a bit divided in terms of some saying the right people are on the dock, etc. We know that Afri-forum has always said that there is a mastermind behind the entire murder. But does the family still believe that the 5 men accused of this murder and the 5 men currently on trial are the right people?
They do hold that view, Maseko, and that is the view that we have advised them with. Prosecutor Advocate Gerry Nel, the head of our unit, he was early on appraised on the contents of the docket, and he was of the view, and has said so publicly, that this is not a robbery gone wrong. It is rather an assassination. And with every assassination of this kind, you have the hitmen, but then you've also got the mastermind, the person who would have set it all up. We are encouraged that some of the evidence has headed in that direction. We're not going to comment too much on it because there's still a lot more to come, we believe. Where that'll take the case, we're not too sure. We're not privy to the state's prosecution plan on how they intend to actually roll this out. But we believe that there ought to have been a 6th accused in that dock. Let's hope that we eventually get to that stage.
All right, Barry, just lastly, was the family disappointed last week or the week before when the state said it wasn't planning to call Kelly Khumalo to the stand to testify? Were they disappointed at this at all?
Well, I don't think disappointment is how we can describe it. Obviously, we had a discussion with them on what that could mean in terms of, not calling an individual or listing them as a witness in terms of other investigations. So, they understand why this is the case, and we will certainly keep them abreast on developments as the trial continues.
All right, Barry Bateman, the spokesperson of Afri-forum, which has been supporting the Senzo Meyiwa family from the beginning, actually, of this particular trial.